Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another banger of an edition of Your Opinion Doesn't Matter. But this is not just any old edition. This is an edition about the Saudi Super Show. We're going to go over all the results, intense action. And let's face it, my three panel members that are here with me today, they had a lot going on this past week in Saudi Arabia. Let's start with you, the artist known as Motherfucker. You soaked up the sun, the fun, and some other things, motherfucker, out there in the Middle East, but we're not going to talk about that right now. But what was your take on Riyadh as a whole as they opened their arms for the PWR universe?
Well, for me, first of all, to be who I am and be in Saudi Arabia, first time ever, I want to say thank you to the progressive city of Riyadh for accepting a motherfucker.
Like him. T-Money, the postman, you didn't have to deliver much this past week and a half or so that we spent overseas. How was your time in the hot, steamy Middle East?
Oh yeah, it was hot and steamy. Oh, you know what? Assalamu alaikum. And yeah.
Like it was a lamb.
Bacon and salami for me.
Appreciate that. But no, I had a great day in time. Like I didn't realize that. Well, if I say my name is T Money, they call me the postman because I was surprised to realize that every time I said that, everybody around said
nothing.
It was love. It was love. Hey man, we'll get your spot in a little bit. We'll get your spot in a little bit.
We have a lot to talk about. Obviously, you two mixed it up this week in Saudi. Put on a show at that, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Somebody else that you're very familiar with, you have a lot of interest in, T-Money. Our other panel member, he is currently challenging you soon for your beautiful tag team championship that's behind you. Of course, I'm talking about the man who used to be known as Puerto Rican, but now he's Punishment. Hector, thank you for joining us, smoking your bogey, Black and Mild, whatever that is. Smoking is not really a thing in Saudi. We had to sneak around a lot this past week, as we all know. Are you glad to be back in the confines of your own town, your own home, with beautiful running water, your lovely wife, of course, and your family? You're back home. What did you think about Saudi?
Well, first off, I don't know that first part that you were talking about, because the only thing that was getting stoned more than me was probably the ladies' locker room. Because the Saudis, they love them some good herb. So maybe they just thought that you were like one of their runaway kids, Scott, and were trying to like capture you instead of stopping you from smoking weed. But beyond that, I am happy to be back home, and Saudi Arabia was a very nice experience.
All right, I'm definitely glad to be back home because it's hot as shit in Saudi. But let me tell the fans one thing. They showed up, they showed out, and let's face it, the bonus checks that all of you have received for the trip, as well as the checks that you guys get for coming on the show each and every week, Mac has made you guys pretty wealthy. Christmas is coming up. Bosses are appreciated. We've been doing this thing for years and years, and not once have I received a thank you gift from each or any one of you.
I'm letting you live, ain't I?
That's my point.
I still let you get in contact with me.
Yes. So that
time boss, you touched me in the locker, like that one time we don't talk about, but
at band camp.
Oh, that when I walked in, he called it prison break.
I'm sure this is going to happen a lot today, but I had to remove him for his insubordination. Now, the Syndicate Sports Network has warned us all. All right, maybe he's calmed down by now. The Syndicate Sports Network has warned us all about our content, about the things we say. We have to be very careful. And also, we have to stick to our time frame. We've been really going, even though the ratings are high, they want us to limit our airtime. So we're going to try to move as fast as we can, even though there was a ton of action to go through, as we are on the road to power. Now, one important announcement, well, there's a couple of them. Candace was warned several times about her attire. Apparently, she was showing a little too much thigh and the king didn't appreciate it. We had several calls to PWR headquarters where we were warned that we could risk the entire show they were threatening to pull if we didn't follow protocol of the king.
I was
Any thoughts?
one of those callers. I called. It's a travesty. Did you see it? You was watching, right? I called immediately. FCC. Yo,
Listen, Candace works very hard in the gym. She works hard, and she wants to fly.
Somebody got to scrub them floors.
All right.
I mean, you can't be out here just showing thigh and shit. Like, I mean, we in Saudi. You can barely show your nose. So, I mean, cover them damn thighs.
All right. Let's see if Hector's calmed down a little bit. He's,
That's the biggest size they had, guys. What do you want?
All right. Speaking of
man, Saudi Arabia, no mix.
Speaking of oh boy, here we go. Hector is busy being punished more than DJ Khaled at a Diddy party. Wow. Wow. But nonetheless, let's focus. Let's lock back in. Take that, yeah. Let's lock back in as we take it back. I think he asked for one. He wanted attention because both of you guys got it early. He just wanted to, Speaking of big time names, big time superstars, as I remove you guys, you move too. I like it. It's like what's around. The ambassador for this event. Let's not forget he was injured. He couldn't compete, but he is one of the fan favorites in Saudi Arabia, TC Adams. And all week long, he made appearances. He promoted the event. I wanted to say he kissed women and hugged babies, but he shook the kids' hands, and he did a lot of redemption. Even though he's injured, he will be back in action soon. He took pride in hosting this event, however, and the night began with fireworks exploding off of the arena and the fans cheering at the top of their lungs for the first ever PWR event in Riyadh. The music of TC Adams hit, and the fans absolutely went crazy as thousands and thousands of Middle Eastern people just held their hand up towards a Caucasian man from the West. This doesn't happen often, but it happened.
The rest of us Americans
in a PWR event, as these people absolutely love TC Adams. The arena was rocking. What a way to start this event, a star-studded event at that. Adams then got in the ring, grabbed the microphone, and started speaking. And first, he thanked all the fans for being so gracious to all of us all week long and being great hosts for this event. He then called out the New York native Reggie Walker, and he even went as far as to challenge the Reckless One for a match at Rise to Power as the fans absolutely exploded. Now, the contract has already been drawn up by my people, signed by TC Adams, but we haven't been able to get a response yet from Reggie Walker on this contract signing. But I'm sure we'll hear more from this soon, because let's face it, the Walkers don't run away from a fight. Maybe he's busy. Maybe he's just not happy with Scott Mack right now. But hey, Reggie, if you're out there listening, the challenge has been put out there by TC Adams at Rise to Power, one-on-one, for him to seek redemption for the actions that you took into your own hands. Motherfucker, I'll start with you. What do you think about, first of all, the pyro, the magnificence, the spectacle it was seeing TC Adams come out with all those fans going crazy, and then him openly challenging right there in front of everybody, Reckless Reggie Walker, to a match on the biggest stage of them all?
I think it's a bold move. It's definitely bold, but at the same time, I don't think he understands where Reggie Walker's coming from, because Reggie Walker is, as much as he is in your face, he's definitely gonna come behind your back. You know what I mean?
Remove, delete. T Money, the postman. Hopefully, you can deliver a more concise message that doesn't involve any backdoorings. First of all, thoughts on TC taking over the crowd to start the show off?
I love that. I mean, it confirmed everything that we already knew. It confirmed everything that we already knew. The fans are behind them. Pause. But the fans love him. They are ready to be, you know, vindicated by him.
Touched
And
by him.
so for him to go ahead and say, hey, I'm staking my claim, I'm making this statement towards another well-respected wrestler in this game, I think that was a good move. Very good move.
Punishment. What are your thoughts, not on the Diddy situation, but the TC Adams, Reggie Walker situation? If this happens, how big could it be at Rise to Power for both of these superstars?
Well, on the subject of Diddy, isn't he like in the prison that's like right above the shelter where the
You know where the
walkers
fuck he
stay
at.
at?
You know where the fuck he at.
Right,
You
you're
see
at,
the building.
Take that.
You know where the
Take
fuck
that.
he at.
Hey, yo. We came down here.
So, in terms of how big this match could be for both guys, Reggie Walker has always been a guy that has untapped potential, that he could be the biggest star in the company if he would just stop holding himself back, in my opinion. And
Ooh.
TC Adams is
It
somebody.
doesn't matter, but it may matter.
And TC Adams is somebody that's connected with the crowd. They are solidly behind him. Pause. And then they're good. They're there. And a win for either one of these guys could be career changing.
Absolutely.
I agree with you totally. All right, let's get into the action because that was just the pre-match stuff. Match one, of course, featured Master of Illusions versus the true villain of Venom, Nappy Boy. Now, Master of Illusion waited in the ring as the music of Venom played, and not just Nappy, but all three members of Venom came out, and fans stood on their feet. And it was almost, instead of boos, they were cheering for this deadly trio of the Postman, Mel Walker, and of course Nappy Boy, who was in a big time matchup. But this was the first time that the Saudi Arabian fans were gonna get a chance to get a glimpse at Venom. The Postman was on one side, Mel Walker was on the other, and the fans just embraced this dynamic trio. I wouldn't expect it. We'll get into that in a little bit. Master of Illusion was warming up, and the ring announcer just finished introducing the villain when Nappy Boy took it upon himself to attack the Master of Illusions from across the ring before the match even begun. And of course, Mel Walker and yours truly, whose opinion doesn't matter, the Postman, both assaulted brutally Master of Illusions in the middle of the ring, who was taking some heavy shots. The PWR rookie looked stunned from all of the blows that he was taking from Venom. Mel nailed an MKO on the kid. Then, of course, the tag team champions executed a take a nap, bruh, followed by a few stomps for extra measure as Master of Illusions was laid to waste in the middle of the ring with a huge grin appearing on Nappy's face. The three then boasted to one another, to the fans, enjoying this moment to kick the show off until, that is, the music of pain and punishment played on the sound system, and the fans stood down, looking down the ramp, expecting to see the challengers for the tag team championships, but instead, we saw about 20 individuals. Now, I don't want to get in trouble here. Fully covered in garb, like, is it hijab? Is that the correct? Somebody help me out here. They were dressed like sheiks. You know, I'm American. They were like sheiks.
Ask your
all right?
parents.
You know what? Fuck this guy. He was supposed to talk about him, his music playing, but he's disrespectful to the boss. So that's what happens. Now, at this point in time, when these 20 covered men in garb or women or whatever they were, sheiks, I call them, Nappy Boy, Mel, and the Postman all stood back to back as they waited for the sheiks to enter the ring, thinking that there had to be pain and punishment. Underneath two of these, they had to be the guys that they were looking for, but they started just punishing these sheiks as they got in the ring one after another, was disposed, being crushed, punched, kicked, thrown back outside of the ring, discarded by Venom, but there was no sign whatsoever of Joe Mega or punishment as Venom looked caught by surprise by the mind games being played here, apparently by Hector and Joe Mega. So I'll go to you first, Hector. Hopefully you don't leave like JTO left when I had a big question for him. What
Did
is
you
this
marry
all
him?
about? No, what is this all about? The fans were, when they heard the music, were thinking maybe an attack from Joe Mega and Hector, maybe an encounter here early on. But it seems you guys are playing chess here, not checkers.
Exactly. Because why would we let you see us coming after you? You see, this game, 20% physical, 80% mental. And if your mental game ain't there, well, thank you. At least you're awake now. So,
Not you. That was for the comment. Shut the fuck up and keep going.
ooh, thank you.
Don't interrupt when we talk about head game. Head game trumps everything.
Whoa.
Amen. So,
I had to put him on a quick 10-second timeout. You know, it was a minor offense. Nothing too, a little sketchy, little zest.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
We're going to deliver the pain and punishment that you and Nappy Boy want. And then we're going to take your tag team titles. But for now, we'll just play the mental game.
So I have a question. Do you get your paychecks from the guy that talks on the intercom to you with the red background? Is he your El Jefe?
No.
No.
He might be somebody sent over by you to deliver my checks. So thank you for
that. T Money, the postman, you seemed a little rattled out there. I mean, you did your job. First of all, I want to ask you why? Why? Was it a plan to take out the Master of Illusions? Nice guy. Seems like he has somewhat of a future here in PWR. Why make an example out of him in front of thousands and thousands of fans?
Because nice guys finish last. I mean, what the fuck? What the hell did you think was going to happen? I mean,
I thought
just
maybe it would be a one-on-one match. Maybe we're going to see
I want to see his moxie. That, me personally, I can't speak for nobody else in Venom. I want to see his moxie. Hey, we over here making history. What the hell are you going to do? Let's see what you got. And you know what? We could have been making him a damn star. It depends.
How many sheiks did you personally put hands on?
I ain't finna say that shit out loud. You make him up.
Motherfucker. When you look at this big time tag team matchup, former tag team champion yourself, you should have some insight on this. Going into Rise to Power, if you're Venom, more specifically Nappy Boy and T Money, what are your thoughts as you are approaching big time matchup against a former world champion and a former world champion tagging up with one another?
It's not fucking verse. And
I give you credit on that. It's not.
Your opinion doesn't matter.
It's just not.
Simple.
And you're not giving. Venom hasn't given and hasn't gotten in very long. Hey. Personal, whatever.
Interesting. All right. Your opinion doesn't matter. Yes.
Real
quickly.
The only thing that got more sheiks that got put hands on them than T Money and Nappy was by the goddess, I heard. But that's just a rumor. What's up, Tommy Dyer? How you doing?
Was the diddler there?
Fuck.
The diddler?
All right. Match number 2, ladies and gentlemen.
Isn't that big sexy?
From the road to Rise to Power Super Show in Saudi was the world's, is all of your favorite Republican. We all have a favorite Republican. It's Shooter
God
J.
damn, was that a great lead-in?
Yeah, it's Shooter J, who was set to clash with Dirty, Dusty, demonstrative David Hill. And of course, the dangerous member of the Alliance, Wapo. Now, this triple threat lived up to the excitement that was built for it, going into it right from the beginning of this matchup. As the bell rang, El Guapo wanted to establish where the power game would be coming from. Motherfucker, stop. He crushed David Hill with the shoulder tackle and then dropped Shooter with the clothesline. Guapo pinned Shooter J, but that dirty David Hill broke it up. Now, David picked up Shooter and while trash talking, mistakenly called Shooter Bubba Killings, which not only infuriated many people
More like
in the
Bubba
stands,
Sparks.
but it also
do not disrespect Bubba Sparks.
It infuriated the world's greatest Republican more than a Catwoman. All right, now, Shooter then threw David Hill to the outside and nailed El Guapo with a running European uppercut. The impact was crucial from Shooter J as he then signaled for the midnight run and he dropped El Guapo with it. He pinned him for the 1, the 2, but dirty David Hill flew on top of Shooter J's back with the dirty body splash. You ever been hit with a dirty body splash? You ever been hit with a dirty body splash?
Yeah, he dirty, period. Gotta wash underneath your rolls, son.
Shooter J rolled to the outside at this point as David Hill then backpedaled and waited for El Guapo to get up. He charged towards El Guapo, but the powerhouse Puerto Rican lifted Hill up in the air and backed down with the El Drapo. The impact was devastating as he pinned him for the 1, the 2, the 3, the winner of the match. El Guapo. Shooter couldn't break the pinfall up in time, barely getting back in the ring as El Guapo walked out of this one with a big-time victory. El Guapo then, however, extended his hand in respect to Shooter J while saying, we could possibly use a gun like you in the alliance. Shooter J took it in. He just shrugged it off, seeming not to be too interested, but intrigued at the same time as Guapo said, you know where to find us. El Guapo left the ring, and Shooter J was about to do the same when he had one foot out of the rope, and he looked back at Dirty David Hill, of course. Shooter, things started going through Shooter's mind as El Guapo left the ring and went to the back. Shooter then quickly went back inside. He dragged David Hill by his legs to the outside of the ring as he said, move, you. He said, move, you fucking boop. I can't repeat it, but it was directed towards Mike Fuckshiwawa, put 2 and 2 together. At the Japanese announce table, Shooter then cleared everyone from the Japanese announce table area and got David Hill up on the table as he set up for the real shoot pile driver. As he said, tell those fucks at WKP I send my regards. And all we heard was the impact of boom as David Hill's head, neck, shoulders, and everything else went through the Japanese announce table. Shooter J dropped David through the table as fans exploded. Now, before, who do I want to go to first? Speaking of explosions, motherfucker, what are your thoughts? Yeah. What are your thoughts, motherfucker, on a lot of things? First of all, El Guapo gets a big win. We understand that wins are very important here in PWR. He picked one up on a big stage here. Congratulations to him. Is more to the story the possibility of his extending his dangerous alliance to Shooter J, or Shooter J using the Japanese announce table to comb the hair of David Hill?
Fuck all that. Period, point blank. I am the reason why you have El Guapo in PWR. I'm the one that put that motherfucker on. I'm the one that gave that motherfucker anything.
Facts.
The fact that you have the fact F-bomb behind you, period, at any point in time, you owe everything to me, motherfucker. Say thank you. But at the same time, I'm surprised that David Hill is alive because he choked on that chicken bone last week, and like the fact that he's good and he's doing all right. He's conscious and able to be in a match. That's wonderful.
I heard he washed it down with Jesus.
So, like, kudos to
I
him
will
for
add
being
on that
alive.
our insurance is not covering his injuries.
But after that, everything that El Wapo has is because of motherfucker, and he should say thank you. I need that thank you. I need that. I need to hear it because I put that. What?
I don't know if you guys are
That's
aware,
big.
but
That's Big Pun. And Bronx was what was his name?
Fat Joe.
Fat Joe. There you go. Bam.
I'm done with it.
Bam. I did that.
T Buddy, the postman. Maybe we can get more of a serious answer from you. Do you see the possibility of Shooter J accepting this somewhat, what seems like an offer to me? I mean, we all watched it.
It looked like an offer to me. It looked like an offer and it looked like an example. If I'm going to offer you to join me, I need to show you what you're joining. Ooh. So it looked like an offer to me. Now, my question is, why did you let David Hill participate in this match, knowing that he was fully concussed? You knew he was concussed.
He's always like that, though.
Hey! Hold on, wait. Let me get it out. Then I'll let you finish. All right.
Pause. Go ahead.
Let me get it out.
Yeah. That was a huge pause moment.
Blow it. Do it all.
But no, David Hill didn't even know who the fuck he was talking to. He didn't even know who the hell he was talking to before. In the match, he still calling people Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels and shit in the damn match. He was fucked up the whole match. Why did this dude get allowed to lie?
Yeah, he always like that.
You guys are going to blame Mac. All right, Hector, bail me out here. Now, I don't know if you guys got the email or not, but recently we changed our insurance from State Farm to Backroad Insurance. Backroad Insurance did not cover David Hill. They wouldn't pick him up in the policy. Therefore, WKP will have to pick up the bill on this thing. We may or may not see David Hill ever again in PWR.
He's got self-inflicted diabetes. They won't pick him up.
I mean, we know he got diet soap, but at the same time,
why did David Hill go to an organization that whites kill people? Why did he go there? Isn't that what WKP stands for?
You know what? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Scott Mack. I came into this thing alone, and I'll go at it alone if I have to, but I don't want to. You know, these guys, they're doing it to me today. They're making me use my clicker. They're making me use my clicker. I just want to mix it up and shuffle the deck a little bit.
Oh, I love it when you say clicker.
Clicker. You use your clicker. You use your
clicker. With the hard ER, clicker.
Clicker.
Yeah. Not clicker. Clicker.
Hopefully she likes it.
Hey.
All right. Your question.
Are you guys done?
There, Scott?
So David Hill, through the Japanese, did you feel sorry for David Hill, or did you feel sorry for Mike Fuckshiwawa?
Well, I felt sorry for David Hill because Shooter J beat him. And you know what's the first question I wanted to ask Shooter J when he came through the curtain? Where were you on January 6, 2021? Jesus Christ. I was like, what the fuck?
So nonetheless, David Hill, we wish you the best in all of your endeavors. Thank you for your time here in PWR. Good luck and God bless.
Oh, damn. What?
Shoulders, knees, and toes.
I mean, are we gonna? Do you want me to beat around the bush here, or are we gonna? You want to match with him, fucker? It sounds like you want action.
I will hope.
No, I'm good. That's great news. He dead for real? Like he died?
I will hope you beat around.
No. He died. Can you write me in?
Even go near
you got the pen. You got the pen. Yo, just write me in like fucker kicked him in the head while he was dead. Yo, it rhymes and everything. It was
first body.
Yeah.
You know what?
In Saudi.
We're
gonna get to the next.
I'll take that body. I'll take it.
Point out one thing.
Hey, you know what? You gotta come up with a rhyme with F-bomb, considering that we're in Saudi Arabia. But just say
how ironic, guys.
Bombs over Baghdad.
How ironic is it that the world's greatest Republican caught a body in Saudi Arabia? Think on that for a minute. All right, our next matchup of the night.
Somebody make sure he made it home safe.
Our next matchup of the night featured one of our panel members. It was Pain and Punishment about to go on a tag team clash For the first time ever, him teaming up with Joe Mega against a team who has a lot of experience. They took the name C-Bomb this week. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. C-Bomb, the first.
I'm here.
They were the first team to come out, or should I say the first couple to come out, and they came out to a roar of boos as the Saudi fans didn't have to really think twice if they were going to cheer or boo for this power couple. They could not stand the Bronx Bomber for whatever reason. The Apex champion didn't give a shit, however, as he and his woman walked into the ring. We talked about the controversy about her appearance. She was showing a lot. They didn't like it. We worked it out. She wore something appropriate to the ring for this one. The entrance now of Pain and Punishment was full of energy from the fans as the two former world champions came looking like gladiators with custom masks on and ring attire. The two were about to team up for the first time ever, and they would need to sync up in this one quickly as Candice and Bomber have a very unique Stevie bond that you guys would never be able to capture, no matter how many times you wrestle with one another. The match started with,
even if I don't like the guys on this panel, like T-Money, we're not toxic. That's why. But go ahead.
The match started with Bomber and Hector in the ring as the two New Yorkers dazzled the fans with some big-time action early on, including the Bronx Bomber twisting high in the air and nailing Punishment with the spinning back elbow. But Hector, having a hard noggin that he does, came back moments later with the pendejo plex that shook Bomber up. He quickly pinned him, but Candice was there to break up the pinfall. Puerto Rican Punishment, how dare me, tagged in Joe Mega, and the fans buzzed while Bomber tagged in his fiance Candice. This one was about to get reckless. Joe Mega grinned as the two circled the ring, and Candice said, "I'm not scared of you, Joe Mega." They locked up, and Mega threw Candice across the ring like a rag doll, but her being the stubborn fiance of the Bronx Bomber, she charged forward full speed towards Joe Mega with some big haymakers that seemed to stun the big man, but he shook it off quickly and countered with the strike of a nasty power bomb. He tagged in Hector as the two tried to get on the same page in this one. Hector then knocked Bomber off of the ring apron and nailed Candice with a leg drop. He quickly pinned her for the 1, the 2, but that tough son of a gun Candice kicked out strong as Puerto Rican Hector Punishment seemed stunned. Seemed a little shocked at this point during the match, weren't you, bud? You went to grab her and she... Yeah. Oh, my God. You went to grab her and she ripped a low blow, staggering Punishment in his family jewels. She dived towards Bomber for a tag as he came in on fire. Bomber took Hector down with a slingshot and then locked in the D-bomb, dropping Hector. Boom! As he pinned Hector for the 1, the 2. But Joe Mega was right there to break it up. Fans loved the action that continued moments later as Hector finally got Joe Mega back into this matchup. He nailed a big boot to Bomber's face. He then dropped backwards as Candice tagged his back without Bomber knowing to get in this matchup. But when she did get in the matchup, she realized that could have been a severe mistake. She tried to backtrack, but ultimately Mega caught her by the neck and brought her towards Hector as he then dropped her with a brutal chokeslam. And then by this time, Hector was already on the top turnbuckle as he skied off with a 5-star splash, pinning Candice for the 1, the 2, the 3, the winners of the match in their first match together. Pain and Punishment, and the fans loved what they saw. Now, my question is very simple. Motherfucker, the time and the moment in this match where Candice got a little excited, got herself involved in the match, was it the wrong time to you?
First of all, Candice is trash. Bronze Bomber is trash. The Apex title is been mine. The fact that it's not in my possession right now is a travesty to the entire PWR universe. And we need to establish that and say that first and foremost. Okay, the uncrowned Apex champion is how you should address motherfucker, but we're gonna let that go. The same time, I don't know. Did they lose? They should have lost. They're trash. Everything about it is trash. Is
He gets emotional when it comes to Bronx Bomber. I want to talk to Fucker again in 1 second. Let him cool off. Punishment. Do we really need to talk to you? Great job in there. You showed you still got it. How was it tagging with Joe Mega for the first time ever?
Well, it was like the mega powers coming together. And guess what? We did exactly what we said we were going to do. We were going to make frauds out of these two. Okay? Candace, you can put all the fucking filters you want. But we all see past that shit.
Postman T Money, I can tell you weren't impressed at all with this victory. I'm going to ask you a simple question and one simple question only. What is your direct, clear message to your opponent coming up at Rise to Power? Right below you here on my screen. He's below. I don't know.
Took too long to handle that damn business. Took too long to handle that damn business. You should have been done with that in like maybe 4 minutes. If that. Should have been done quicker than that.
Wait a minute now.
Well, don't worry about it. We're saving
that.
We're saving that for the pay-per-view, baby. That's going to be in and out. And leave it with your championship.
Oh, shit.
That don't make no damn sense.
Somebody just hit the flip.
For the damn pay-per-view when you could have got done 2 minutes and then you would have been well preserved for the damn pay-per-view. How does that make sense?
I know that you like finishing
Flippo,
2 minutes.
I just got a very interesting message on the Flippo. Hold on, Heck. Hold on. This is important. It says here, fantasy booking. Wouldn't it be crazy? Wow, this is nuts. Wouldn't it be crazy, the fan says.
Spit that shit out, man.
If the Apex Championship was a handicap match with Bomber and Candace 2-on-1 against the artist known as Motherfucker. Wow. That fan is, I don't know who that is.
Bronx Bomber and Candace still don't have enough people. He's gonna fucking whip him just by
that made. I don't know if that made his mouth water or if he's shocked. If he's
hey, you know what? I am the longest.
You about to see a motherfucking title change and the biggest makeover in PWR history. Because
yes, you know what? I endorse you, sir, because I am the longest reigning Apex champion, at least in my opinion. 275 days.
Notice how this guy says that they still don't have enough people to take on Motherfucker, but at the same time, it took them all of that to defeat
Motherfucker, the man of the hour. This is just some fan from Idaho, some idiot put it out there. Now I don't think Bronx Bomber would agree to this. I don't know if Candace would agree to this. My question to you live on the air is: would you agree to this? If it's never happened. A handicap match for a championship? It could.
Honestly, the fact that the Apex Championship has always been mine, the fact that it belongs to me and has belonged to me since motherfucking Screws came out here on his couch. Let me tell you that I will take Kermit and Miss Piggy on all motherfucking day, all motherfucking night to get what belongs to me. You steal from me?
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Understood.
Now, our opinions don't matter. Let's keep everybody informed of that. The next matchup of the night was another tag team matchup. Killings Cutter, 2 down south boys, country boys, versus the #1 contender for the Powerhouse Championship, Joker J, teaming up with the Powerhouse Champion, Chris Lassiter, which would turn out to be a very interesting matchup. Both teams were in the ring. Of course, Killings Cutter making their debut as a team as well. And it was going to be the powerhouse champion, Chris Lassiter, and Bubba Killings starting things off. Now, Bubba looked strong early on, as he always has in the ring against Lassiter. Let me remind everybody. And he drilled him with some big headbutts and a DDT from way down south, they say down there in Dalton, Georgia. Way down south.
Hey.
Now, all right. Now, he tagged Cutter in, who immediately went to swing a big right hook at Joker J, who ducked the right-hand shot. Joker tried to get in the ring, but the referee stopped him in his tracks, as Killings and Cutter both did a number on the powerhouse champion. Chris was hurt and in bad shape and tried to tag in the Carnal, but Killings and Cutter looked sharp early on as they kept Lassiter helpless in their corner, just brutalizing this kid. Cutter dropped Lassiter with the bulldog and pinned him for the 1, the 2, but the Carnal dived in, saving the pinfall as he barked at Alan Cutter. Alan Cutter got distracted and started mouthing off back at Joker J, but Lassiter was able to see a small window of opportunity as he swung for the fences with a big uppercut and then nailed the stunner on Cutter. He nailed a Cutter on Cutter. He quickly got Joker in the match, who went crazy, taking out Bubba first and then mounting Alan Cutter and dropping some big shots down to the Southern Viper. Fans were loving it as Joker whipped Cutter into the ropes and locked in the last laugh. Cutter was fading and falling asleep until he fell straight down, nailing Joker J with his head right to his chin. Cutter tagged Bubba Killings quickly, who then went to work on Joker. "Laugh now, boy," said Bubba, as Bubba bounced off the ropes and crushed Joker with a cross-body splash. He pinned him for the 1, the 2, but Lassiter got in there this time to save the day, as this match was giving the Saudi Arabia fans what they desired. The 2 worked Joker J over until Cutter was ordered out of the matchup by the referee. However, he took this chance to sneak up behind Chris Lassiter and began drilling him on the outside of the ring after snatching him off the ring apron. Wow, these boys look tough. Joker nailed a dropkick on Bubba, stunning him as he looked for Lassiter to tag him into the matchup. But no one was there for Joker J, as Joker J turned back around and walked right into a Minnesota spear from Killings, who pinned him for the 1, the 2, the 3. The winners of the match, Killings Cutter, in what many called a shocker here, but I wasn't surprised. Chris Lassiter came to and realized what happened, slid into the ring, and was honest with Joker J about the situation, saying, "He had me on the outside, dog. That's on me," said Lassiter, being the bigger man. "It's all good," said the Cardinal. It seemed these two were working their way through the static, but it didn't take long for the Cardinal to change his tune as he nailed a strike to Lassiter's chin and then dropped him with the Joker's Wild, as he then held the Powerhouse Championship up, hovering over the champion as the Riyadh fans booed Joker out of the building. The Postman T Money, you seem to have a lot to say about this one. Killings Cutter with the big win in their debut tag team matchup. But now you have what's already expected. You can't trust a filthy Puerto Rican from New York. It's been proven in PWR time and time again. All right. He trusted the Cardinal. Boom. Here we go. Big win for Killings Cutter. Were you impressed with this tag team, as you are a tag team champion? What do you think?
No, I am impressed with this tag team because, I mean, first of all, you're not going to take anything away from a down south, deep country, red clay, backwood tag team. They both on the same page. They both come from the same roots. You ain't going to take nothing away from them. They get it out the mud. I'm talking about like cutting the head off and skinning the cat. Y'all don't know nothing about this. Y'all know nothing about this. Y'all know nothing about putting the boiled peanuts up in there and then, having the season. Y'all know nothing about that. Y'all know nothing about walking through the damn cornfield and then getting the damn sticker burrs. Y'all know nothing about that. That's a country-ass tag team, and they did what they were supposed to do. Now, the problem is, I'm sorry, Chris Sigma, Chris Lassiter, you got something to deal with now. And it ain't got nothing to do with that country ass tag team that you just did.
That leads me to my question for punishment. You're in the tag team division now, Hector. Quickly, very quickly, what are your thoughts on Killing's Cutter?
Well, good win for them against a former powerhouse champion and the current one. And hey, come on over. Now that you beat those two, why don't you come and enjoy some pain and punishment?
Boy, you don't know nothing about shucking no peas.
Oh.
You don't know nothing.
No. Motherfucker, my question to you would be,
I shuck corn all the time.
The Cardinal versus Lassiter, rise to power. Who do you like?
I mean, everybody knows who I like. It's definitely gonna be the Cardinal. However, I always have to applaud Carl Winslow, for like anything outside of Family Matters. But how is Bruce doing? Like, because Bruce is not well right now, and I feel like you should know Chris Lassiter, Carl Winslow, whoever you want to go by, whatever. Die Hard, baby. How is Bruce Willis doing? Like, that's my question. But at the other time,
wow.
Yeah, I mean the Cutler and what's the other dude? It makes sense. I mean, they both,
say it.
They both,
So
they both,
before I'm gonna protect the brand before he says it. I think a proactive measure was. What do you think, T? Do you think I protected us from a fine, possibly?
Yeah, right. I'm just trying to say it's something about them country boys, man. Coming from the country myself.
Punishment. Have you paid your bill?
Yes. I told Mrs. Mack not to call me while we're filming the show.
Yeah, damn.
What an asshole. All right.
Is it Mrs. when you meet in prison? Because it was a male prison.
I hate what he thinks. It's the worst thing possibly for the PWR universe when motherfucker has an actual thought. All right. Are you done? You're going to lead the show in removals. We're going to have a stat line, and I'm pretty sure your fantasy points are off the chain right now as far as
Vegas is
all right.
love.
Let's carry on. The next matchup of the night featured the Walker brothers versus this unhinged Jack Harvey and Crimson Wolf. This was another crazy tag team matchup that the Saudi fans were licking their chops for. Two heavy hitters on both sides were about to step inside of the ring. The Walkers waited, looking ready for a brawl as Crimson Wolf and Jack Harvey both came out separately. That kind of told the story for most of this match as Mel started the match off against Jack Harvey. Mel was giving Jack all he could possibly handle, but the feisty Harvey wasn't the same Jack as before. At one point, Mel crushed Harvey with a few knees to the ribs, but it was Harvey who, after getting whipped into the ropes, countered with a missile drop kick that sent Mel Walker flying across the ring. Both superstars tagged in their partners as Crimson and Reggie Walker went face to face as Crimson taunted him, as he said all week long on social media, if that's how you want to roll, Reggie, it's okay. We accept you. But Walker took this offensively and went on the attack. Reggie leapfrogged Wolf after a clothesline attempt, and then he nailed a super kick right to Crimson's face. He pinned him for the 1, the 2, but Jack Harvey dived in to break up the count as this match was just heating up. Moments later, it was Crimson Wolf now showing his unique skill and ability as he pounded away at Reggie with some massive forearms and then cracked him wide open with the headbutt, as you could see some small blood trickling from a small cut on Reggie Walker's forehead. Reggie tagged in Mel, and the fans stood on their feet, absolutely going crazy as one of the greatest rivalries in PWR history in sports anywhere was right in front of us in Riyadh as the fans chanted, "This is awesome. Shama, Shama," whatever they said in their language. Crimson fake like he was about to beat Mel up. Then he turned right around and reached out his hand and quickly tagged in Jack Harvey, who looked shocked. Jack Harvey nonetheless charged in and got caught with the Glock bottom. Mel then drilled Crimson off the ring apron and tagged Reggie in, who was already leaping from the top turnbuckle with the reckless elbow as he nailed Harvey with it and pinned him for the 1, the 2, the 3, the winners of the match, the Walker brothers. Crimson noticeably and clearly didn't try or even attempt to break up the pin as he mocked the entire situation. "My bad," he said in the direction of Jack, but all the fans knew he did it on purpose. The Walkers celebrated victory as they made their way to the back, ready to pop some champagne, possibly with the crew. Jack Harvey shook his head in disgust at Crimson, who said, "It's okay, Jackie Poo, next time." But Jack didn't seem to think that was cute or funny at all, as without any hesitation, he leaped towards Crimson and started drilling Crimson Wolf with some Scottish Psycho strikes. Harvey then started biting the left arm of Crimson Wolf, who shrieked in pain. "Ah, it's crazy, get him off me," said Wolf, as Harvey spit out some blood and what also appeared and looked like a chunk of Crimson Wolf's skin. Harvey looked right into the camera, loving the sight of blood, and was going once again to bite the other arm of Crimson Wolf when officials stormed the ring, restraining the psychopath, as Crimson was then taken to a local hospital and treated. Obviously, he was given the correct shots to make sure he wasn't contaminated. He does have a clear bill of health, and we are told by his people that we will hear from the novelist of violence very, very soon. Motherfucker, you look like you have something to say. Have you ever taken a bite out of crime yourself? Number one. Number two, I like, it's as sick as it is, as sick as it sounds, I like this version of Jack Harvey. He is not taking anything from anybody anymore. Motherfucker.
Wow. Having taken a bite out of Crimson Wolf and loved every piece of it, I've never had a bite of Jack Harvey.
What the fuck?
It's the match that's never happened. It's definitely something I look forward to, but seeing these two men just like go at each other all carnal and masculine and like sweaty and just.
All right.
Yeah.
Postman, deliver us from evil. You like that? Deliver us from evil. He's an evil man.
Yeah. No, I'm with it.
The Postman, my question to you is: big win here for the Walkers, obviously. You're proud of your brother and his younger brother Reggie. Let's not take away from their success in this one. But clearly the story is something's brewing in the air, something's different, something has changed within this man, Jack Harvey. And I'm just wondering if he picked the right target, because Crimson Wolf is very dangerous. He may not be the same Crimson Wolf that everybody says he's not, but he's still Crimson Wolf.
There's something in the human body that will not let you harm yourself knowingly. So if you try to bite your own arm off, your body won't let you do it. But when you try to bite someone else and you take a chunk of flesh out of them, oh yeah, your mind ain't right. Your mind ain't right. And I mean that in a great way for Jack Harvey. Jack is on some other shit because your mind tells you this is a human being. I should not be doing this. It's the same as my body. It's the same body as mine. And I should not be doing this. but he did it anyway. That tells you that his mind is not in the same place. You need to be watching out for Jack Harvey. That's all I'm telling you right now. If I see the motherfucker in a dark alley, I'm shooting him. I'm telling you that right now.
God damn. Punishment. Quite a bit of punishment dished out there by Jack Harvey. You're very familiar and knowledgeable in and outside of the ring with Crimson Wolf and what he's all about. What do you expect in return and response from the novelist of violence?
Well, first and foremost, I'm very impressed with Jack Harvey. He has come a long way from when he first entered the doors of PWR. And I know that the novelist of violence is going to come back with something. But here's the problem. Jack Harvey also knows that the novelist of violence is going to come back with something. And we are all fully aware of what Crimson Wolf is capable of. But we are not all fully aware just yet of what Jack Harvey is capable of.
I will say this, and I just want to put it out there. It's really not a question, but I get a sense of the air. I don't know if it was Saudi. I don't know if it's the talent, the roster, but there's like a tide, and it's changing. There's things happening in PWR. There's superstars emerging that maybe people would have expected for them to be where they're heading. And I'm excited to see what takes place in the next few months. I just wanted to get that out there. Speaking of something I want to get out there, it's this next matchup because two of my panelists here were in a match in Saudi Arabia. They were trying to rip one another's heads off, like for real, as they were in a match, along with the only beast that matters, Aaron King. This was a big time match that the Saudi fans were all locked and loaded for. This is one we all wanted to see in the back. Management, everybody was ready to go. All three superstars came out to huge eruptions from the fans as the postman motherfucker who sported some, I don't know where did you get that from Dubai? It was some custom stuff, some Middle Eastern style. I'd never seen it before, but it was hot. The outfit. And the only beast entered the ring, and it seemed like these three were about to tear the house down. They definitely did indeed. The bell rang, and Beast came out like he said he would, and nailed a clothesline the motherfucker, and then quickly threw him out the ring. Then the postman and the only beast that mattered had this standoff. It was like old standoff in the movie Tombstone, one of my favorites, as they circled the ring, seeing as what man was going to draw first. The PWR fans started chanting, "This is awesome," with that Saudi accent. Beast roared and charged towards T-Money, but T just used Beast momentum and threw him to the outside of the ring. And of course, there was one man waiting outside for him who nailed him with a kiss the rings as Beast crumbled. However, it was the postman now who skied from high above, from inside the ring, the top turnbuckle, down below with the crossbody splash right on down the motherfucker as the fans started chanting, "Holy, holy." They couldn't say it because the king was watching. The fans loved the action as T then threw Beast inside the ring and quickly pinned him for the one, the two. But Aaron King kicked out. The only beast that matters was still very strong. That's when we saw the postman bounce off the ropes for a leg drop, but Beast moved out of harm's way. He then dropped T with the suplex, and then he signaled for the only knee that matters. As he blurted out for fans to hear, "I've been waiting for this for a long time," said King. He lunged and connected on the only knee as T crumbled, and he pinned him for the one, the two, but the artist known as motherfucker barely broke up the pinfall. Johnny on the spot as the crowd at this point was losing control. Beast then landed a chop to fuck his chest as the crowd wooed, egging both superstars on. But fuck a chop Beast back as he backpedaled now, and a big right hand from Beast now staggered motherfucker. And Beast was now going for the only knee that matters as he charged towards motherfucker, but the artist cocked back, kissed the rings, his beautiful finisher, while dodging out of harm's way of the flying knee. Fucker then quickly tossed Money out of the ring and pinned Beast for the 1, the 2, the 3, the winner of the match, the artist known as Fucker. Now, Skip, you. I want to hear from the man that was in the match, the postman. Now, T, you didn't have your best showing in this one, but
Shocker.
at the end of the day, you showed up, you showed out, and you didn't take the pinfall, did you?
No, I ain't take that pin. As I said, what we gonna do as men? We gonna be smart men, or we just gonna go out there and throw haymakers at each other? Now I heard what you said, Punishment. I heard you. Shocker. Yeah, it's a shocker that you took too long to put away a man and a female. But anyway, no, I give all respect.
You haven't even faced you in that yet.
You did what you were supposed to do. You did what you were supposed to do. So ain't no bad blood, ain't no hard feelings. You did what you were supposed to do. I would have did the same thing if I was in your position.
Hector, my question to you is: are you happy that the postman didn't come with the victory here? Is it some type of moral? Does it give you a boost leaving Saudi Arabia, getting on the flight, knowing you won and the postman didn't? Do you have one up on him? Doesn't matter.
Hey, anything that's a failure towards Venom makes my heart so happy. So
he can get a boost unless it come from appeal. But anyway,
motherfucker, how do you feel after impressive victory against two very, to say formidable is under.
Hey, Scott, cut that right now. Let me ask you, fucker. You went all week going back and forth with me and him. How do you feel? Who lied to you? Who lied to you?
Well, there was definitely a wish granted this week.
Who lied to you?
This motherfucker ain't showed this much teeth all night, and now he gets the victory. Look at him. He's like a fucking kid in a candy store, y'all. Look at him.
Yeah, who lied to you?
He can't compose himself. This motherfucker.
Who lied to
you? I want to thank the Academy. I want to thank PWR.
He got a Tootsie Roll up here, and he got a caramel right over here.
Fuck all of that. Who lied to you?
I'm sick to my stomach. That's what I am.
But at the end of the day, I got a thing with beast mode. So I mean, So thank you for taking my wish, and I granted you such wish, but I'm gonna win always. Remember that. Thank you.
So if you I didn't get to everything. So as you won your match, celebrated, the fans loved it. You were walking backstage. Some of the superstars were congratulating you for such a great victory. But one superstar wasn't as happy as the Bronx Bomber struck you brutally in the back with the Louisville Slugger. That's an American bat, all black, by the way, laying you out, sending a message, and definitely looking into the camera and said, this Apex Championship is going nowhere. You're.
The saddest part is that Bronx thinks that he does anything when he does anything. He's only here because of me.
Ooh.
Period.
All right. I can't wait to find out more with that whole thing between you guys with the Apex Championship. It's a deep story, deeper than what most believe.
Who came for fucking TikTok? It wasn't motherfucker.
The next matchup of the night was Equalizer versus versus Toa, the narcissist. Now these two, kind of like me towards my panelists, they hate one another. Just like I hate all three of these guys. And it showed in this contest as both Toa and JTO made this out to be a physical war of attrition. JTO controlled the early stages of this matchup after nailing a spear to Toa and then reminding him that he was a little boy to him. I'm up here. Narcissist, said JTO. But this pissed off Toa, who went on an insane attack on JTO that the Riyadh fans appreciated. They wanted to boo Toa, but at the same time, his nasty array of strikes is what impressed most fans. Toa then followed this up with a belly-to-belly suplex and pinned JTO for the 1, the 2. But the equalizer kicked out strong. It was a minor, small mistake by Toa. Somewhat, a couple moments later in the matchup, as he wasted some precious time mocking the Riyadh fans that allowed JTO to take advantage and control of the matchup. A spinning DDT by JTO and a roaring elbow almost decapitated the Narcissist.
Yeah.
But that's when boos were heard coming from the ramp area, and it was none other than the very other important member of the Dangerous Alliance, El Guapo, making his way down to ringside.
Whoa.
JTO wasn't happy at all as he continued holding Toa up so that El Guapo could see him punish him while keeping an eye on him. El Guapo grabbed at the foot of JTO several times while he was trying to maneuver through the ring, but JTO didn't seem bothered. He was very much focused on Toa. But then a low blow from Toa changed the entire course of the matchup as he quickly gestured towards El Guapo, who didn't waste any time disregarding the official, getting in the ring and started the attack on JTO. The two did a number on him as the fans booed and the referee had the bell ringing over and over, but Toa and Guapo didn't give one shit, and they were putting a hurting on the equalizer. But then speaking of hurting, the fans couldn't believe what took place next because the world heavyweight champion who had a match coming up was jogging to the ring with a steel chair in hand as he chased off both members of the Dangerous Alliance. He got into the ring as JTO was still stunned by the attack, but he finally got to his feet and nodded a sign of respect at Hurt, who said, "Hey, I owed you one, right?" But then Hurt surprised many by cocking back the steel chair and nailing JTO with a cheap shot, shocking the PWR universe.
Whoa.
Wow. Now, this is getting very interesting very quickly. Puerto Rican Hector, chair shot from Hurt here. Does it shock you?
And it's punishment, stupido. And yes, it did. But at the same time, bravo.
So you're not Puerto Rican anymore?
Are you not Arab anymore either?
I mean, yeah.
Let's go.
Anyway. Shocked, yes, but do I like it? Yes.
T-Money, the postman. Was a clear message delivered by Big Hurt?
I think that he's in that moment where you're a champion and you want to protect it at all costs, even if that means sacrificing your children. It happens in nature all the time. So, JTO is a 2-time reigning champion here, right?
Yes, 2.
You don't want him to be a 3. Even though that's one of his children. Even though August didn't understand what he meant by children. But yeah, shocking, yes. Shocking, yes. I'm shocked. But at the same time, I understand.
The artist. You know these two gentlemen very well. World Heavyweight Championship on the line at Rise to Power. Who you putting your money on? Let's not make it.
First, I want to say shout out to my son El Guapo. I'm glad that I brought you on. I'm glad that I made you. I'm glad that you have a name because of me. But secondly, I mean, it's Hurt. at the end of the day. It's always hurt until it's me. And once I become the Apex Championship, I'm just saying, like, once I become the Apex Champion, please understand, whoever's champion on fucking sight, on notice, be ready. Always. It's not when you're going to think it, but it will be, but it won't be. Be ready.
You ain't got it mapped out yet. I got you.
Speaking of being ready, I'm ready for the next
It's
matchup.
mad.
And I think all
You
of
won't be
you,
champion, so you ain't got to worry about it. I mean, at the end of the day, you got my scraps. It's behind you, my scraps. That right there. Because I'm going for the what?
Yeah, thank you.
all right. Now, this is the next matchup, motherfucker. Yeah, he's back. See, I get him to sit back, and then he's. This next matchup is one all of us, the entire universe, the entire locker room was looking forward to. I'm talking about the PWR World Heavyweight Champion, Big Hurt, one-on-one with the outspoken one, the authentic one, August Stevens. Hurt waited in the ring for August, who came out to a thunderous roar of boos. Now, I remind everybody, Hurt was already down there, so we didn't get the normal you're nobody till somebody kills you. But we did get the boos of August, which fans of PWR will never forget. And he grinned. He loved every ounce of it. The authentic one didn't seem bothered at all by the big stage as he got in the ring and went nose to nose with the world heavyweight champion. The referee got the match started, and it was all Big Hurt in this one early as he nailed August Stevens with a body slam and a big-time splash to follow. He then did the bigger, sexier to the fans as the King made sure no one else was doing the bigger, sexier. The bigger, sexier.
My forehead looks bigger.
The champ likes to have fun, but the King wasn't about to allow any of those fans to join in. Hurt continued the domination early as he pressed August up high in the air and then dropped him with the fireman's carry. Hurt gestured to the fans that he was babying Stevens, he said. He was doing this to the fans, and they loved it, of course, eating it up until he spotted a young fan in like the second or third row with a sign that read, "I'm here for August." Now, I don't know what this did to Hurt, but the sign actually puzzled. A puzzled look of expression was on Hurt's face, who looked confused. But crushing him in the back at this point of the head was a running knee from August Stevens. Stevens then crushed the champ with a devastating neck breaker. The authentic one then went up top for a high-risk move as he dived from high above head first and connected with the head putt, impressing the universe. He pinned Hurt for the one, but Big Hurt pressed out immediately. August Stevens then went up again as fans stood to their feet as he skied off head first again. But this time, nobody was home as Hurt was playing possum. August was down and out at this point, and Hurt signaled for the fist of the North Star. But fans started looking at the ramp area and people started clamoring at the sight of the equalizer, JTO, who appeared slowly walking down the ramp. Hurt seemed, however, to know exactly what this was about, and he seemed to also anticipate that this was coming. What he didn't know was coming was what Stevens had behind him, and it's called the 27th day. I believe today's the 26th, but he hit his ass with the 27th-day finisher, and all you can hear is as Hurt's body hit the ground. August quickly got down there, cuffed both legs, pinning him for the 1, the 2, the 3, the winner of the match, the authentic one, the all-spoken August Stevens. The crowd was in shock, much like the three of my panel members are, much like I was. Wow, a huge win for August Stevens here. Hurt realized what happened as all he could do was laugh in the direction as he looked right into the eyes of JTO, who seemed to grin back at the world heavyweight champion. And these two, let's face it, we're enjoying this chess game that we're playing. But
gotta be chess.
The story of the night could be possibly the biggest win of his career could possibly be this victory that August did in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Very big stage. I'm going to start with Puerto Rican Hector. Punishment. I don't want to call another man punishment. Then this guy's going to get
You did when you were in the joint.
All right. Punishment, puto, whatever you want to go by. Something with a P. All right. It's a lot to remember. Like you. Hector. I'll just call you Hector. Forget it. Hector, what do you think? What are your thoughts? You've been in the ring with Hurt. This is a huge, huge career-defining, possibly, at least in PWR, win for August. I don't know who August has beat out there in the galaxy, in the realm of wrestling. All I know is that Hurt is regarded as the best in the world. He just pinned him 1, 2, 3 in the middle of that ring. What do you think?
Well, call it an upset. The only upset bigger than this one might have been Buster Douglas knocking out Mike Tyson in 1990. So there we go. To tell you that it was shocking.
We shocked motherfucker right off the stage. Shocked his ass right back to oblivion. He's gone. He has these moments to himself. T-Money, the postman.
August came to win, and he entangled himself in there. So there you go.
Postman, T-Money. What is your, not what your emotion is now, when it happened live, what was your true emotion backstage when you were watching on the monitor? Some people probably weren't even playing. Yeah.
Shocked as a motherfucker. Shocked. At the same time, you know what? I didn't win tonight. He beat the top dog in the company tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see what he got.
Motherfucker, are you there still? Yeah, he's.
I said I want to see what he has.
His father lost, from one
father
to another.
Want to see what he's
gonna do now. You want to see what he's. Do you want? Does this propel you without choice, so to say, to be something now, to do something with this?
We got another weekly episodic television show next week before we have the pay-per-view, right?
Yeah, we do. One more show. Go home show.
Let's see what he has.
Wait, let me get my pen out. Wait, what? Say it again.
You're not gonna sit there and disrespect me as a champion. He defeated the world heavyweight champion. I'm a world heavyweight champion myself.
Oh shit. Versus
unified tag team champions. But you know what? Because I know he's gonna get high on this horse. He's gonna think, hey, I'm the shit. I can do whatever. I want to see what you got.
Woo. All right. All right.
I mean, if it don't happen, it don't happen. But you know what? If it don't happen, good for him.
I think he's back. I gotta hear the reaction. Did you have cardiac arrest? Okay. Did you have a moment?
No, that was the pee break. Yeah. That's how it meant to me.
Clarity. Any thoughts?
Thoughts on?
I think. Listen, I'm not the boss, but I am the boss. But I'm just putting this out there. Maybe, just maybe, this victory.
You talking about him?
Maybe this victory.
That
allows us to no longer refer to this man as Augie Doggy. I mean, he beat the world champion.
First of all,
He beat her like he was Jada. Holy shit!
Boy, he was. Oh, yeah. Let him hit that. Boy,
That was the
dang, he stopped. That was.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Are we ready for the main event? Are we
I
ready?
peed during his match.
The main event of the night was none other than the Empower Championship featuring.
It wasn't like Biggie though.
The Body Snatcher, not known as motherfucker. I'm talking about the Body Snatcher in the ring. Dylan Mason was set to defend his crown against the dominating force known as the Korean Kaiju, Kwon Soo. Now, both of these superstars had spectacular ring entrances. Something like I've never seen it before. It was big time, high level production. Kwon Soo had the fans in the palm of his hand. I mean, just his presence alone, the enigma, he shocks the world every time they see him. He got in the ring and waited for the Empower champ. And when Dylan Mason arrived, it was the loudest pop possibly that I heard all night. They love Mason in Saudi Arabia. And I was ready for this matchup. The beginning of the matchup was much theatrical, just like the entrances, as Mason looked up at the giant. He was looking up at him. You could see the size differential, and he promised him one last time that by his side, by Mason's side, Kwon Soo could truly, most definitely be unstoppable in this wrestling profession. He put his hand out while saying, "Shake my hand, take my hand." But the Korean Kaiju instead grabbed Mason's hand and brought him right into a power bomb, drilling the Body Snatcher, crushing him down hard as he quickly pinned him for the 1, the 2, but Mason kicked out. But this didn't stop the Korean Kaiju as a choke slam from Kwon Soo followed. The force and impact of these moves, I can't describe them. Words can't describe them. The ring was bouncing. Mason's body was bouncing off the ring as he quickly pinned Mason again, this time for the 1, the 2. But once again, Dylan Mason barely able to get his shoulder out. But it looked as if we was going to have a new Empower champion here live in Saudi Arabia. The writing was on the wall. Kwon then lifted a suplex with Mason's head wrapped tightly, and he held Mason up for well over a minute. And you can see Mason's body completely turning red as the blood was flowing to his head. He almost blacked out before being driven down hard by the Korean Kaiju. We were about to have a new champion as he pinned him again for the 1, the 2. But once again, Mason kicked out. Mason kicked out, and this time the Korean Kaiju turned his head to the side, wondering what the fucking Body Snatcher was made out of. He signaled finally to end this one. He signaled for the Kaiju bomb, and this was it. This was surely it. It was going to be the end of what we know as Dylan Mason, Empower champion. But Mason somehow fired an array of strikes, dazzled the fans, followed by his trademark Pele kick, except on impact, Kwon Soo only fell against the ropes when most people fall quickly hard to the mat.
Yeah, he go down.
Mason quickly whipped Kwon into the ropes and spun in the air while jumping and connected on a roaring forearm. The fans loved the acrobat ability of Dylan Mason. He had Kwon in bad shape for the first time as he signaled for the Blood Eagle. He struggled at first to lift Kwon and get him into it, but he finally locked it in and dropped the finisher. Kwon Soo was out. But the fans were going nuts as instead of Mason going for the victory, he held up his finger saying, "1 more." He probably was right as he locked Kwon Soo in, and boom, another Blood Eagle. But then the lights went out. The lights even go out in Saudi, guys. And they went out. And when they came back on, Mel fucking Walker was all over the body snatcher Dylan Mason. And it wasn't just Mel. It wasn't just Mel. It was this motherfucker. I mean, not this motherfucker. The postman, that motherfucker. And the villain from Venom as they assaulted Dylan Mason, beating him into the mat almost, it seemed. It seemed unreal until Quan Su got to his feet and shocked the entire arena when he shoved the three backwards and stood in front of Dylan Mason with his arms crossed. The fans couldn't believe what they were watching. I couldn't believe what I was watching. Dylan Mason looked up and couldn't believe what he was watching as we went off the air. Wow, what a super show. What a highlight reel full of action-packed wrestling. I want to ask you first, Postman. A great matchup between these two huge stars here in pro wrestling. Why do you guys feel the need to attack not only the top guys in the company, but anybody seeming to get some run? Here comes Venom.
I mean, I'm a Scorpion. That's what I do. But anyway, I know what I saw. I know what I saw, and I know what I felt, and I know what I saw when he stood in front of Dylan Mason, his arms crossed, protecting him. I know what I saw. That's all I'm telling you.
Well, punishment. I got it right the last time. You know, when you say something 100 times, it's hard to break it. Punish us one more time for the night. Pause. With the reaction to the lights going out, Venom attacking Dylan Mason, but then, of all people, stepping in front of harm's way of Dylan Mason, the Korean Kaiju. What do you make of this, Hector?
Well, Venom, 3-on-1 attack, surprise, surprise. Well, you know what? Fuck Quan Su. And Dylan Mason, don't trust that fucking snake. You know what? You're the body snatcher, snatch his fucking body. Fuck Quan Su.
Wow. Motherfucker.
All
What
right.
do you sense is brewing with this whole situation? We got Mel, Walker, Dylan Mason. That's a big one. Empire Championship on the line. Rise to power, biggest stage of them all. Two egos that can't fit in one arena. Who do you like?
For the first time, I'm agreeing with Puerto Rican Hector. Like, I don't know. I don't like how it feels. I don't like how it seems. But end of the day, I'm gonna be your next Apex motherfucking champion.
Get his ass out.
So, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Scott Mack. He's motherfucker. That's the Postman. And of course, punishment. We'll see you
Belt
next week,
here.
ladies and gentlemen,
Next
for
time.
another
Next time,
exciting
when you see
edition.
Feel
me,
the punishment.
Your
there's gonna be
opinion
a
doesn't
belt.
matter. It doesn't matter.